for our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, nobody yet, but people will be here soon. All right. There is a reading. We're going to be reading out of Courage to Change, which is the Al-Anon Daily Reflection. But I've been talking about self-esteem a lot lately. So I thought this was a good chance to talk about it, go over it, some different ways that you can build your self-esteem. And especially, I think it's important in recovery that we really build self-esteem. Self-esteem works towards boundaries. It works towards a lot of things in the program. But really understanding yourself is what it comes down to, so that when other people come along and tell you who they think that you are, including fake compliments, you'll know better. Good afternoon, Becky. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling better. Leisure, hope you're feeling better. You probably are. It was a few weeks ago that you were sick. I don't get out much, so I didn't get sick. It's one of the benefits of PTSD. It's not often somebody gets me sick. Why is this closed? Why is it closed? I must have closed it. That's why it's closed. All right. Yeah. Been forget what it's called here. Let me bring it up. Cooperating with the professional community. It's an AA program that we do, and I'm joining the committee for the one in Colorado because I have a lot of stuff that I can bring to AA. All of my resources are wanting more education on Alcoholics Anonymous, including Adams County and Aurora Mental Health, Community Reach Center. And what they do is they pretty much, we set up booths and we go to events and things like that. That's mostly what it is. And I'm sure you heard, I brought it up to grassroots. And the thing that everybody pretty much said was, Dion, you're taking on a lot. And it sucks doing that stuff alone. So I'm glad that we have a group of people that can help me stay in line, because sometimes I tend to travel outside of my lane, and without the group there, then I will do it, so helping me stay in line. They got a lot of cool things coming up, and then I can bring this to other people that are looking for, these are a type of people who absolutely believe in the traditions. I'm not just a big book thumper. I'm a traditions thumper too. But I have to be, I kind of have to be with what I do here, right? So that even this kind of tips it a little bit. Every now and again, I do break tradition here. In the beginning, I was, and I didn't know, and so I took it away. But I had a link for donations and things like that. But I don't ask for donations. There's no reason, well, there are reasons, because it all costs money. And I'm going to tell you, it's been a long time since my wife and I were this broke. We're like, we don't have any money. I said we don't have any money. We like they're none. I think we got change. That's what we're down to. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Now, you hear me laughing about that. Should I be all upset that You know, no. Why? Okay. You know, a great example of that is my grandkids. You know, some of my grandkids have some grandparents that have a lot of money, and they take them to things, take them on trips, things like that. You know, but they still prefer hanging out with us because all we really want to do is spend time with them. we're the cool grandparents. Yeah, grandkids are like, we like coming over here. I'm like, why? Because it's just nice. Because you get to be yourself here. Amber, did I say hi? If not, then hello. I apologize. Hello. So, wife, and my oldest daughter just took all the grandkids to the butterfly pavilion. See, there's some benefits. See, they took them, but it was only $3 a person because we have food stamps, right? So just wait for those food stamps to kick back in. Right now, we're on a ramen diet. Hey, it's been worse, man. I've lived on Skid Row, so it's still heaven to me. All right, let's get to this. Let's talk about some self-esteem. If you have the book, Courage to Change, One Day at a Time, in Al-Anon. Al-Anon. If you don't know what Al-Anon is, it is a sister 12-step group of AA for those that are affected by the alcoholic. Usually for the significant others, parents, right? Now, there's another program called Adult Children of Alcoholics, and they deal more with trauma. So, all right. Self-esteem grows when I love and accept myself as I am. Man, there's probably no simpler way to put it. There's no simpler way to put it. I mean, but there's a lot that goes to it. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to try and keep it simple. We got to keep these things simple. All right. I block my own well-being each time. I base my self-worth on what I do or what others think of me. Self-worth. This is what I was told about worth. It is not my job to determine my worth. That is God's job, or I will miss some of the benefits that come with the program. It's God's job to determine my worth. I don't need to do that. So I was just talking with this lady from it's CPC. I keep forgetting what it's called, but we were talking about being a worker among workers. See, in that situation, I will not be the leader. I will not be the one doing this and doing that. And it sounds kind of nice to be able to go and just kind of be told what to do instead of running everything. Sounds nice. It does. Absolutely, Leisure. You got to be authentic. This will not happen without rigorous honesty, though. Okay. If I could please all the people on the earth, if I could straighten everyone out and remedy all the difficulties they face, if I could make the world a perfect place, even then, I probably would not feel good about myself. Indeed, I would have to give up all myself to accomplish this impossible task. We can't save everybody. I can't save anybody. I couldn't even save myself. All right. I couldn't save myself. I needed the program. I needed a higher power. I needed people in my life. All right. If I had the power to make it all right, but here's where the problem lies. It's just like people assuming what the homeless want and need. See, I don't even, I want to fix this person, but I haven't even asked what it is that they want in life. I assume it, and that's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. I'm deciding all by myself without even asking. It's one of the things that I talk about with the professionals, that We have to ask. We can't just assume what they want and need. Well, what does that mean? That means that you got to go out to the front lines and sit down and take time and ask these people, what is it that you need? And it's going to be different for each individual, homeless or not. It's going to be different. One person may be, well, I need a roof over my head. Everything else I kind of got taken care of, and I need to get a job. But you'll find that most people, what they'll say, they're homeless, is they'll say, I just want somebody who's willing to listen to me. I hear you, Becky. Especially Becky says that annoys me so much. Yeah, I was watching this video. I haven't seen it in a little bit, but this lady is sleeping right on the streets, and this other lady comes up and like wakes her up, shakes her to wake her up. Like you have some fucking how would you like it if that homeless person came into your house while you were sleeping and shook you awake? What would you do? Right. And what this lady does, she gets up and she doesn't say anything. She just starts touching her back. She starts shaking her back. And the lady's like, stop. Can you stop doing that? And I think she got the point. Oh. All right. All right. Oh, well, since you gave me $1, here's $500. Anyway, we're not on self-esteem. Let's get to this. I cannot be perfect. I cannot make others perfect, yet I am worthy of love, respect, and joy. Let me remind myself each day that I am a child of a perfect higher power that in and itself commands respect, my respect for the miraculous self I have been given. When I hold this up at the forefront of my mind, I will not give up myself in the course of any endeavor. Today's reminder today, when faced with choices, I will opt for the path that enhances my self-esteem. I'm going to tell you now that the path is harder. If self-esteem was easy, we'd all have it. And you really see it a lot nowadays. Well, if I can't get, even, like TikTok, if you want to go live, you have to have 1,000 followers. That's based on popularity. That's not free speech. That's not free speech. Everything is based on popularity. And popularity is all about determining your own worth based upon how the general public views you. That is popularity, not self-esteem. So I asked AI. So we're going to do an AI overview. These are usually, it seems to be doing pretty good lately. So I'm going to go ahead and work on it. It's one thing that it's not going to probably bring up. Well, it might. It's been pretty good at it. The best way to build self-esteem is by doing esteemable things. Leisure says the alcoholic here is an egomaniac with an inferiority complex. Yeah. Yeah. An alcoholic life is almost redundant with these huge sways that we have. Thinking highly of yourself is not self-esteem. No. We alcoholics tend to think we're either a piece of shit or the shit when we're neither. We're not any of those. Why? Because God don't make shit, man. Sorry. But look at those extremes. When we really need to be another member of society, a worker among workers. If we're trying to receive our accolades from the outside, we will not have any self-esteem at all. People can say what they want. They can call me all sorts of names, and it doesn't affect me. Not like it used to. I used to feel the need to defend myself. Now I let my actions do the speaking. And my actions are pretty clear. They're pretty, I recover out loud. All right. Building self-esteem involves developing a positive and realistic view of oneself. This can be achieved through various strategies, including practicing self-compassion, setting achievable goals, and challenging negative thoughts. Challenging negative thoughts. I like that one. Leisure says, I'm totally both. Have you not watched my podcast? At any given moment, right? Self-compassion and positive self-talk. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Show yourself a little more grace. We're the last people we tend to give grace to, but you're the first person that should be. You should be giving yourself more grace. Being kind to yourself includes a lot of things, right? But I think the number one thing that we need to work on first is the name calling. Stop calling yourself names. And if you do call yourself a name, apologize immediately. Apologize immediately. Right? Because what you say to yourself matters. Challenge negative thoughts. Why do I feel that way? What's going on? Am I causing more confusion than harmony? Why? The real question is, why am I getting upset? Why am I getting upset? Replace critical inner voice with positive self-talk, focusing on your strengths and accomplishments. Oh, somebody called me that. But are you really? Well, no. Then does it matter? Well, yeah, because I care what it. Nah, see, no, it doesn't matter. It's not they esteem or us esteem or we esteem. It's self-esteem. Forgive yourself. Acknowledge and learn from mistakes without dwelling on them. It's okay to make a mistake and make it right without feeling guilty or applying blame or shame. It's possible because I do it all the time. I do it all the time. Setting goals and celebrating success. We claim spiritual progress, right? Set achievable goals. Start with small, manageable goals and celebrate your progress, building a sense of confidence. All right. Maybe you want to start walking a full mile. Well, you have to start with 50 feet, then 100 feet, and then see, and you're going to have to kind of build yourself up to get to that mile, right? So if you're having a goal, achievable goals, okay? What could be an achievable goal? You ever write a to-do list? You know what that is? It's a set of goals. Use those as your goals. In the beginning, things like eat 3 meals, drink plenty of water, shower. Those can be your goals. All right. My number one goal every day is to help at least one person. That's why I do the daily trudge. It's a goal. All right. 86 weeks continuously now. We're going live 7 years now, but every day for 85 weeks, that's a year and a half that I have not missed one day. Or that would start over. I want it to start over. Kind of a selfish thing. Focus on your strengths. Identify and acknowledge your talents and abilities. All right. Until the steps are done, that's going to be kind of that's going to be a little too much. And I would also recommend for self-esteem on going to therapy and setting reasonable goals. Let them teach you how to set those goals and obtain them. You know, that's what therapists are there for. That's what they're trained for. All right. So celebrate achievements. Acknowledge and reward yourself for your accomplishments, no matter how small. And don't determine how big things are either. Well, everybody showers and Yeah, but that's so, the only comparison that should be made is like if it's today, comparing yourself to how you were yesterday. You can only compare yourself to yourself. You cannot compare what other people are doing, what they are going through, and what they have accomplished to yourself. Right? It was about there was something about it was an actress. I don't remember who it was because I didn't know who they were, and they were like, this person went from waitress to actress. So, what's wrong with being a waitress? That's the question. What's wrong with being a waitress? Fuck you. Like that's some low end job. Hey, see? Popularity. And popularity is not self esteem. Never has been, never will be. I have found that my higher power is my best source for self esteem. Yeah. God sends me a lot of gifts. And 90% of them are not material. Helping others. Probably won't be in here. No, just self. All right. Build positive relationships and surroundings. Stay away from negative people. Just don't hang out with them. Don't hang out with negative people. The saying that we have in AA is stick with the winners, not the wieners. Become a winner. Become one of the winners. Leisure says there's a lot of alcoholism in the restaurant industry. The restaurant industry is the number one industry for alcoholism. From what I've noticed, that's an educated guess because it's promoted. It's literally promoted, right? If you work at a bar at the end of your shift, a lot of times they'll give you a free drink. But what happens to Dion when he takes that first drink? Because the second one ain't free. Now they're making money off of you. Just saying. So they make a lot of their money. I just got off work. Now all your tip money is gone because you spent it at the bar that you work at. All right. So surround yourself with supportive people, build positive relationships, and limit negativity. All right. Challenging negative beliefs and thoughts. Your best bet on that is after you work through the steps, if you're still going through it, is to get outside help, go to therapy. They're saying recognize negative patterns, replace negativity with positivity, but you got to know how to do that. You got to know how to do that. My statement isn't an educated guess. It's my own proven truth. So you've worked every other industry. I'm just giving you shit. Sorry. No, you're right. You're right. You are not incorrect on that. So expand your comfort zone. In that, they say step outside your comfort zone, embrace growth. Right? That means grow intentionally. Do not wait for the pain to come along first. Grow on purpose. Humility and character building are the best ways to build your self-esteem. And you might have different levels of self-esteem and things, right? Maybe I go to do something that I don't know that well. My self-esteem is probably going to be a little bit lower on that, maybe, okay, until I get into it. But how do you work with that? Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. Go in knowing that you're naive and be open-minded. And that way it won't touch your self-esteem and you'll start to learn. Hey, I'm new at this. I may ask some silly questions and they'll say, oh, that's all right. Yeah, we want to hear them because people love to help you learn. All right. Develop new skills and seek feedback. And last, live authentically. I think Leisure said this earlier. Be true to yourself. Prioritize your values and needs, and don't be afraid to say no to things that do not align with your goals. See, I run into this a lot. Yeah, let's set up a second meeting and we'll get this done, we'll get that done. And then I hear nothing. When all they had to do was say no. What it does is it tells me they don't have any self-esteem, and maybe that's not a person I need to be working with anyway. Because silence is the worst. Yeah. Becky says, my dash hound says wieners are winners. All right, I'll go with that. Okay. For everybody that doesn't know, and you probably do, we call those wiener dogs. So that's why she's saying that. Good joke, Becky. Joke of the day goes to Becky. Good job. Embrace your individuality. I love it when people are authentic. And I know if you're being authentic with me. Because you just act a certain way. Celebrate your unique qualities and don't compare yourself to others. Right. Bloody well, right. Bloody well, right. All right. Let's do one more thing and then we'll wrap up. What are the benefits of having self-esteem? Resilience. You're a lot more resilient. In other words, people won't be able to control you or get you angry or make you sad or upset you and things like that. You'll have better mental health, better physical health, career advancement, whatever. Confidence. You'll walk around with confidence. Why is that important in AA? Because we are an attraction, not promotion. It happens in AA all the time. You'll have a purpose in life. Finding your role. What am I supposed to be doing? What's going on that I can do something? For me, I'm really good at running my mouth. I'm just really good at it. So I utilize it. I have a purpose. It gives you social skills and advances communication skills. And no, that doesn't mean you talk more proper with much bigger words. That's not what that means. It means you'll start using things like I statements. You'll have better coping skills so that when problems come along, you're able to handle them. That's actually one of the AA promises. Define your value. Don't do that. Your motivation is higher. Okay? And when you have high self-esteem, not even high self-esteem, we're not going to go there. That's a qualification in my book. Okay? But when we have self-esteem, we attract other people with the same self-esteem. Yep. Birds of a feather flock together. It's a pattern. And you can't break that pattern, and a pattern never, ever lies. And self-confidence. Being able to walk around with your head held up high. Being able to look at yourself in the mirror and go, hey, maybe, just maybe you're a cool dude. Being able to pat yourself on the back because you did a good job without breaking your arm doing it. See, when you have self-esteem, you will do things for other people without them knowing it because you don't need their accolades. You don't need their attention because you have self-esteem. When you have self-esteem, you will be able to be the most altruistic person that you'll ever be able to be. Because you won't need outside things to make you who you are, which is beautiful. Right? That's why, like trans, I love trans people because they're being themselves. RuPaul's awesome. Not all trans people, just like, but I don't like all straight people either. But I love people that even if they're out there, even when they're more out there, but they're being their authentic self, I can appreciate it. Sounds like the outside water was turned on, even though I told the kids that no. So, but anyway, that's a wrap. It's a wrap. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.